Hi, I'm Darrell Higgins. I'm the head football coach at Mars Hill Bible School, and you're watching Average Joe's Sports Talk. Darrell Higgins, head coach, Mars Hill High School.
Coach, it's an honor to be out here with you today on this beautiful snowy day. I don't think you can script the weather any better. I'm a winter wonderland guy myself, but I appreciate you having me out here, Coach. It's been a long time coming. I've admired your program for a long time, and everywhere I go in the state, you guys are well known, and you have a really good name, and a lot of coaches respect you, and I just wanted you to know that.
Well, thank you for coming out. It's been a lot of fun building this program here and getting excited about everything going on in the future, and sure, I'm glad you come to the show.
100%. Now, Coach, I want to start right here, and I watched the interview with you. Watched a couple of interviews with you, but I want to jump on this point right here. It's something really unique. You talked about a lot of your toughness and a lot of your mentality and things that the reason you are who you are today is the way you grew up. And I do believe you called it the East Hill here in Florence. You grew up in where you took on some bullying, but you took it as a positive, kind of like David Goggins did. You took that negativity and turned it into something positive, and it changed your attitude and your mindset. Can you talk about the way you grew up?
Yeah, I grew up over here, and as a young guy, first and second grade, all the kids I hung around with were 6th, 7th graders, and they always kind of made me the guy that got picked on, got beat up, was the little guy in the football game, so I had to fight and scrap and claw and everything to earn a little respect. It was something that kind of set my mind, the way I was going to be the whole time of my life.
I respect that a whole lot, Coach. Now, during that time frame when you was young, who is somebody that influenced you a lot? Somebody that you looked up to, that you were like, I want to be this guy or be like this guy one day?
Well, really for me is my dad. I mean, my dad is a man's man. He's a super hard worker. He'd go out and leave before the sun came up and come in at night time, and was just always able to do things around the house after that, and just taught me a lot about being tough, being a man, and I always wanted to be, kind of that kind of mindset.
Absolutely, I love that. Now, you also, as you went on down your career, I heard that you ended up at what we know now as Last Chance U in East Mississippi. You were at one point going to be a rapper, you said.
Yeah, you got a lot of info on me, I think.
Yes, sir. I did some research.
Yeah.
Out here.
That's how we roll.
Peace, y'all.
Peace out, y'all. I think in high school, I didn't really worry too much about the academic side of it. I was all about the sports, and girls a lot of time had my attention, and so Last Chance U was my last chance, and I went down there, and it was probably 2 of the best years of my life as far as it got me focused on school, made me realize how important the academics is. I called my parents one day. I said, "You're not going to believe this. I'm Phi Theta Kappa, which is National Honor Society down here." And they said, "Who are we talking to, son? Are you okay? What's wrong with you?" They thought something had happened to me. What have they done to me down here? But I saw it as a way to not only better myself, but I could help some of these other guys down there that were struggling academically. And so I never really applied myself in school, and it's something that started taking a lot of pride in, and I love the academic side of it, and it really changed my life for the better.
Was there something that happened down there that kicked you in gear, or was it you just seen it all dwindling before you, if you didn't get basically kick it in gear or do the right thing?
Yeah, it was like, if you get down here and don't get after it, there's really nowhere to go after here. And then some of these guys that came in, I just really made great friends with. One of the guys, Patrick Wise, Big Boom's what we called him. He comes to our championship games. He's one of my best friends now, and he could have had it Florida State as a Prop 48, and I just knew, I had the ability to get in there and help a lot of these guys academically, and it's something that I started taking a lot of pride in, getting together with the guys, helping them make sure they passed and qualified. I think off of our team, or our class, we had 22 guys sign, D1 scholarships off that East Mississippi team, so it's something I take a lot of pride in.
Something else that people may or may not know about you. You was actually a traveling tough man at one point with the world famous Butterbean. Now, I want to ask you, I know that's unique all in itself, but I want to ask you a little bit deeper question about that. What did you learn about yourself when you're in there man-to-man, toe-to-toe? There ain't no teammates. It's you versus them. And what did you learn about yourself internally that's kind of helped you further your career?
Yeah, that tough man to me was all about competition, something to train for, to get ready for. And so I was actually playing football at UNA, and a guy named Todd Nix, he was training the guy to fight the tough man. He knew me and my dad had boxed some. I had boxing gloves. He brought him over for me to spar with him, and I got him and wore him out pretty good on the side of the house, knocked him into the house, and Nix fired that guy and hired me. And so next thing I know, I'm fighting in a tough man down here at the Florence Coliseum, and Big Butterbean had showed up from Jasper. He was the heavyweight, and I was the middleweight, and we both had a lot of success and started traveling around together, and something I did for about 10 years.
Do you still talk with Butterbean?
I hadn't talked to him in a while. I went down and ate at his restaurant, Big Bean's Barbecue, down there. And it's in Jasper, and he went on to be on the Jay Leno show more than anybody, and just had a great career, and really nice person. But he became world famous and helped me a lot. I'd go spar with him some, and so it was something we did for a while, probably when I was 20 all the way till I was 30.
That's an amazing story right there. Now, Coach, you actually arrived up here at Tuscumbia Deschler High School, correct? You also talked about in the interview I seen with you that something tragic happened there, that you ended up, you kind of lost your fire, and it kind of bothered you to go back coaching there. Could you, if you don't mind, explain what happened? And had a loss of two staff members with it.
Right. Deschler's my first job, and probably would have been my only job. I loved it there. We had a community and the support and winning football games. And it was kind of my dream, just being able to coach and do all that. And two of the people I was closest to, one was a running back that he was murdered tragically. He's a guy that had played for us. He coached with us and worked with me, doing a lot of side jobs, and I just couldn't really understand what happened to him. And then guy that I coached with, we lost him during the football season, and so it just got to where I couldn't even hardly walk into the field house. I would just get so upset. I couldn't hardly stand being in there and somewhere I'd love to be so much. But I just told my wife, I said, we're going to have to leave Deschler and go somewhere. And she said, where are we going to go? I said, Mars-Hill. She said, Mars-Hill? They don't even have a job open. I said, I don't know. It's just like the Lord put that in me. And in that summer, the coach at Mars-Hill resigned, and they'd started the program 2 years before that, and it just felt like the Lord opened up the door for me.
Now, and I know you've actually talked about this. You said that, you told your son we're going to go to Mars-Hill, and your son's like, no, sir, they're not winners. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
At the time, they weren't. But talk about that, really, and, how you had to relate that to your son.
He'd always been a ball boy for me at Deschler, and so he'd been a part of all the teams we'd had and all the playoff games, and just had dreamed of playing there one day. I'd played as a seventh grader, and I said, we're going to leave Deschler and we're going to Mars-Hill. And at this time, Mars-Hill was just getting started. They'd only been a program for 2 years and hadn't had any success. And I brought him over here and showed him the field, and he started crying. He's like, no, Daddy, it's a soccer field and didn't have any bleachers, didn't have anything going. And he said, why are you doing this to me? And I said, just trust me. Come over here with me. I think we can build something before you graduate if you'll come in here and do it. And so got him on board, and it's just something now that I think he would tell you is the biggest blessing ever happened to him.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. Now, your first season here, I know you were 0-10, but I want to ask you something about that, though. Because just by knowing you the brief time I have, I can tell you're not a guy that loses. You learn. And what did you learn about yourself during that 0-10 season that's helped you kind of get to where you are today?
Well, we actually had to forfeit all the games we had won. We were 6-4 that year, and we had a player that had some eligibility problems, and when they went back, he had kind of lied about his eligibility as far as who was the actual guardianship of him, and so. But it was a learning year, and it was a tough year, and it was a year that we let a few games slip away that I thought we could have won. But it was something that we got the program established. We had a good group of seniors that wanted to turn it around, and so it was something we had a lot of lessons from.
Absolutely. Now, when you look at a player and you walked into this locker room here, or any player for that matter, it could be this season, what's something that a guy's got to do to be a part of your program? If you look at a kid, something that he has to do to be a part of your program.
Yeah, you got to be willing to do what we ask our guys to do, which is more than anybody else. You got to be willing to do all the things that we require here, and then you got to do extra. You got to do more. And a great example this year is when we went to the quarantine. Our guys, they went to work on their own. I mean, it was amazing to watch them move the weight equipment out of here, put it in Lane Lambert's basement, and they went and started coming in sessions and shifts and working and would go. Found a big place of land to go out and do all their speed training and speed work, and so the commitment and the dedication and the toughness that it takes to play here. A lot of guys don't want to do that, but the ones that do it, they find it's not only going to help them here be a better football player, but it's going to help them in school. It's going to help them work a job. It's going to help them when they leave here. And we've created here a family where they come back and they want to be a part, and they keep coming around. And it's really neat when we play on Thanksgiving. All the former guys are coming out here to practice and taking a lot of pride in what we're doing here. So it's something that once you play here, you're here forever.
Absolutely, part of this program forever.
Right.
Now, also on that same token, if you're looking at a player or a parent of a kid that's come here to play or is going to play for you, what should they expect in return from you? You know what I mean? Because I know you're gonna hold up your end of the deal. That's been proven.
Well, we're gonna give them everything we got to make them the best they can be, not only on the field but off the field. We're going to do everything to make them a better athlete, speed, agility, strength-wise. One thing that I learned a lot about over the years is how to make a better athlete. And so we're going to take everything we got and try to improve them athletically. And then we're going to try to also instill in them about responsibility and about being a better person and what it takes to be a man away from the game, and the lessons you learn from this game of football, I believe, carries you a long way in life, and that's something we take a lot of pride with our guys here at Mars Hill.
And Coach, I want you to rewind the clock, 2018, Auburn, Alabama, and all that hard work, dedication, and time and effort. You know, you and your staff and your guys have put in, and you get that first state championship, and you beat Linden, I believe, 53-26. Talk to us about what was going on in your head right then at that moment.
Well, it's just it was almost surreal. We had never won a playoff game going into that year, and so our goal was not only getting the playoffs, let's try to win a playoff game, and then we have the mindset of one more week. We just want to keep it going one more week, and we played it all the way out, and we got out there and we look around, we was like, hey, we're here, and you know, we're out here playing, and our guys have put the work in and put the effort in and the time and all the commitment to see them be able to do it. The coaches that had been with us, you know, we got guys that work regular jobs, most of them. They work all day in their job, and then they come over here and they coach, and then they spend their weekends and they put all their time in it. And to see them, a lot of coaches coach for 25 and 30 years and never get to one time play for a state championship game. And so I told them, I said, we may never get to do this again, but we're going to enjoy this. We're going to have fun with it, and we're going to go out here and we're going to do everything we can to win a football game, but I want you to have memories for a lifetime.
Absolutely. And then you turn right back around and go back again at 19 and play, you know, Mr. Football and Christian Story in a very competitive game and come up short. I know it probably had to be heartbreaking to your guys, but it's a lot to be proud of there. And what did you learn from that season?
Well, we didn't have many seniors coming back. We only had one or two guys that had played the year before. So for us, it was about, are we a one-year wonder, or are we here to stay? You know, it's one thing to build it up. It's another thing to stay. To get to the top, you got a lot of motivation there. But to get and stay there and be able to come back is something we really worked hard to do. And we had some injuries along the way. You know, we played Fife in that jamboree, and we didn't have the same team when we got down there. We had lost some players along the way, and we had some guys step up into some new roles. But one thing I learned, I told them before the game, I said, we got a team, and we don't have any superstars. We don't have a Christian Story. He's Mr. Football in the state of Alabama. But a team together, unified, can always beat a superstar. And at the end of the game, when them guys were in there crying, they were hurting. I said, well, guys, I was wrong this time. Sometimes in life, one man, and when he's on that day, will beat a team. And so he wasn't a one-man show, but he was pretty much, yeah. And so it was a lesson for all of us that one guy, when he wants to do it bad enough and gets people on board with him, you can accomplish a lot.
I went to watch them play this season. They played when Randolph was #1. They went down there and beat them by about 50 without him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they had some guys around him.
Yes.
But now, this year, I'm going to fast forward. You go up in class to 2A. You know, and I'm sure you had naysayers around the way, but here in this locker room, I'm sure there was none of that talk. You go out there and you handle business in another state championship in dramatic fashion. And I mean, it's like now that we're here, now that second one comes along, how did that feel knowing that this is something special right here?
Well, first of all, we had a bad taste in our mouth from losing that last one. I mean, you 14-0, you play for a state championship and you lose, and no matter when you lose, it doesn't feel good to lose. I just don't know how to lose real well. I don't know what to say to them. I don't know what to do. I feel like a terrible coach at that point, no matter where you get to. And so we all had a bad taste in our mouth. And we put that article of Christian's story where he had beat us in the championship game from the Times Daily. We put that all over our field house. We put it in every one of their lockers. We let them see that every day, and we just said in our mind, we're going to do everything we can to make sure when we walk off that field for the last time, we don't have that feeling again. We do everything we can do. That don't mean you're going to win, but that means we leave nothing to chance. And our group of seniors had about 12 of them. They had that mindset and that determination. And we went and played, 6A people and 5A people. And at one point I told them, I said, there's only two things going to stop this football team, and that's the COVID and that's overconfident. And I said, if you can control those things right there, then we got everything it takes. And so we had a good group of players. We had some great coaches that really work hard, and we had the younger guys that bought into what we're doing and just made an outstanding year, a lot of fun.
Your son's an unbelievable player here that's committed to go play at Troy. He's been starting since 8th grade, correct? And he's just fantastic. But if you could put it into words, what's it been like getting to watch that journey of his career, and then you put that in a blender with what you've been able to accomplish as a coach and have all that happen right here at Marcel?
That's just all the Lord. I mean, there's no way you could ever tell me how to be the coach at Marcel and that we would do this and be able to do it together. And we just get very blessed to have a lot of great people here at Marcel to be able to put this into place and to see this grow. And it was something that came together with a lot of help from a lot of different people. And so I'm very fortunate to be a part of such a wonderful place like Marcel.
Absolutely. Now, here's something that I ask almost every coach, and every answer is always different. I want to see your take on this. In the modern world, with so many short memories and so many distractions, whether it be cell phones, video games, girls, cars, you name it, television, how do you keep your guys dialed into what you want to do here and moving straight forward?
Got to get back to work. I mean, I think the final game, yeah, it's great to win and do that, but it's the journey, it's the destination, it's the work that goes in, it's all the things that go. So once it's over and done, hey, we enjoyed it. That chapter's done. Now it's time to move on, reset, go back to work, and that's the way it is in life. And you have to teach them. You can't just stay right here and think, hey, I'm done. We got to get back to work. And yeah, that'll never be taken away from you. That's a wonderful memory, but it's time to go back to work and get back at it. And if you want to have a chance to do that, then you got to do all the things they did to get there and do it more. And so we're already back to work. Our middle school came and worked out probably 10, 11 times over Christmas holidays. And so we got the mindset that these guys want to do it and they want to keep going, and we don't want it to end. It's so hard to build, and we want to be able to maintain what we're doing.
Viewing up mountains, very good, but everybody's coming after you.
Absolutely.
Now I want to get to know you a little bit on a personal level here, so this should be pretty interesting. What is your favorite movie of all time?
I remember the Titans.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I like it. What about, where is a vacation spot we will find you at?
Probably indoor water park over here in Pigeon Forge. We seem to go to it. So.
I got you. Now, what is Coach Higgins' favorite hobby outside of sports? Non-sports related hobby outside of it, besides beating people up.
Right. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I mean, I like sports, right? And so I'm big with my church and do that. But some of these guys go out and hunt and do all that, and I'm just like, man, what are you doing out there all day? Sitting there. And so it's sports for me. That's really all I know. My wife makes fun of me because I can't fix anything. I can't do anything else. Sports is all I really know. Like I said, I wasn't very serious in school, coming all the way up, and so I can't spell very good. I can't do a lot of things. So if I can't do sports, I don't really know what I'm doing.
I'll tell you right now, you're pretty dialed in, because if Josh can do this, he'll cut Danny Horn's answer to that is almost word for what you just said. It's almost really word for word. It's kind of wild.
Honestly, I can't do nothing. I don't know anything about cars. I can't build nothing, and honestly, this is basically my habit. And you know, I'm supposed to work. I'm on contract, and I'm supposed to work like half a day, but I'm up here all day, and just because I don't have nothing else to do, and I'll piddle around here, and I'll go home and piddle around there a little bit, and then you know it's time to go to bed. But really, this is my hobby, and my wife. I'm really scared to actually fully retire because I don't know what I'd do, honestly, and it scares me. Honestly, it does. And as long as I'm enjoying it, and as long as I've got good health, I'm gonna keep coaching.
Who is your favorite athlete of all time? Could be any sport.
I loved Roger Staubach.
Oh yeah.
When I was coming
Roger
up.
the Dodger.
Yeah, I was a huge Cowboys fan, and I just loved Roger Staubach and what he stood for and everything about him. And I just always liked the way he prepared and was ready, and his military background. He's just such a professional, and always was so humble, and those things are important to me. I like to see athletes that are humble and that don't think it's all about them, and because no matter what an athlete does, it can all be taken away from them in just like that, and everything God has given you is not because of you, and so that's kind of something that means a lot to me.
What's playing in your car right now, music-wise, or what normally plays in your car?
I listen to Christian radio station 99.5, and I really enjoy that. Kind of gets my mind in the right place, and get Alexa to play it in the mornings when I'm getting ready, start cooking breakfast and doing that. So that's what I listen to.
I took you for more of a Pantera type guy myself.
Well, when I was coming up, now I knew every rap song that there was. Run DMC, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, and
awesome,
so my mom couldn't understand. She goes, "You would know the words to every one of these rap songs, 5 Minutes of Funk or whatever it might be, but I can't even pass a test. I can't remember anything on the test. I don't know how my mind works, but I still got here and rap for the players all the time and do all that kind of stuff. So it's just in my mind, and I can't get rid of it."
I love it, man. That is awesome. Would you prefer a night out on the town with the family, dinner and a movie, or cooking dinner at the house and relaxing with the family?
I like to get out of the house. I don't like sitting around the house too much. If I'm around the house, I'm just like, I got to be moving, doing something. When we go on vacation, I don't like just sitting around. I don't like going to the beach, just sitting out there. I got to be doing stuff.
Move. Yeah, there you go. What's a sporting event outside of football that you really enjoy watching?
I love basketball. I think college basketball is awesome. Wimp Sanderson's my great uncle. When I was down at East Mississippi, we'd ride over and see Alabama all the time, and so I'm a huge college basketball fan, and I love the Final Four and everything to do with college basketball.
Who is a coach, one of your peers that you've coached against, or maybe not coached against, but just watched film on, that she was like, man, that guy's got it going on. This is really special to watch what's
a guy you know very well, Paul Benefield. We're just all amazed at the way these guys play, how they just dominate people. That they're not the best looking people you see when you see a picture of their team, and you go, these guys are beating people like that, and they go out there and just wear them out, and they're just tougher than everybody. And so I'm just amazed. I'm always trying to ask everybody, what are they doing down there? How are they getting them guys so tough and so strong? And so it's just something that we're really just blown away by.
He has a lot of respect for you too. I'm telling you, I was there the day after they played you. He's bragging on you guys, especially your interior lineman. Now, Coach, I want to change gears one more time, and I got two more questions for you, and then we'll get out of the cold. What is the number one takeaway you want a kid to take away from you once he leaves you and goes into the real world, whether it be college or the workforce or whatever it be?
Oh, I want him to take away that, I was a pretty tough guy. That I made them work hard, but I also loved them a lot and cared for them a lot. And I think if you keep the Lord first in your life, that you can have a lot better opportunities. And I always talk to them. I said, we want to win all the football games we can. We want to win every single game. I never want to lose, but we want to win that final reward, that final day, and we want to win a home in heaven. That's the ultimate victory.
There you go, no doubt. Now, Coach, I'm going to close with this, something I've never done before, but I think a good opportunity to do it right here. I'm going to leave you like an open floor to talk about what this career meant for you and how you've impacted these young men, which you just talked about one way, but what's it meant for you to have this platform, to do what you've done and be successful at it, and also to, you know, impact these kids that you've had around you?
Well, being a coach is a great opportunity to make a difference in these kids' lives. So many kids don't have role models. They don't have somebody to look to. They have so many needs and things, and it's a lot tougher to be a kid now. They have so many things they have to go through, and so when we played Colbert County out here, we come over to the side, and the Viston side's over here, but so many of the guys that was from my teams at Dexter, you know, all the guys we coached over the years, they were all over here and just so excited we were doing well, and you could just tell they were pulling for us just because the relationships we had from me coaching them all the years and staying in touch and knowing that, you know, we care about each other way past the game of football.
There we go. Coach, it's been an honor, and this definitely won't be the last time we come out here and visit with you guys, and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to sit in with us.
Thank you.